And good morning. We're going to talk a little bit about the Black Swan exercise that's going on right now, and its operation this weekend as amateur radio operators participate in the simulated emergency test. That is the annual test for our ability to operate in emergencies. So please do make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a few more videos that help everybody to come up to speed with what we're doing here. And we're going to have a full briefing for the exercise that comes in plenty of time for people to see what's going on, get their heads around it, and so on. In this video, I want to give everybody a chance just to get a sense of what's happening, how generally we're going to be organizing resources, and how all of those pieces are going to fit together. So this is the first time that we're laying out some of the specifics of organization. And so this should just give you a taste of what's to come and give you a chance to realize if you've got questions. We're pretty close to the end of the time that you can actually ask questions and get some explanation of what's going on. So be sure that you do think about what we're talking about here. Ask the questions if you've got them, and we'll get back to you. So again, full briefing will be coming up. That's a separate video. That's probably going to be tomorrow, which is going to be Thursday, the 1st of October, and that will help everybody to get organized. And so what we've been doing so far, we started the exercise last night at 8 p.m. Ohio time. It's Eastern Daylight Time, which is 0 Zulu on the 30th of September. So we have now, FEMA is helping us with this exercise. We are testing the Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, IPAWS. They are sending messages to stations in Ohio using HF radio only. So the idea is that even if we don't have cell towers working, even if we don't have the internet working, how can we get messaging to work? HF is the way to go, and we are already testing that capability. We have those test messages. The first set have come into Ohio, and they will be working their way through the traffic system throughout this week. So you can expect that we're going to have IPAWS messages. The idea with those, they will be coming in over a non-amateur circuit. A government station will then take it and prepare it for relay in the amateur system. And that process of relay will follow just like the County Information Report project from this past summer. And that will give everybody a chance to see a message, to relay it to the subordinate nets and so on. We want those messages to go down individually to the county ECs, and we're going to have those county ECs send that same message back electronically, and that way we'll be able to make sure that it is able to relay station by station without losing any fidelity. So that's something that we have already underway. We also have authorization for operation on the 60 meters. Channel 4 is where Black Swan will be centered. So you will have authorization if you're an amateur station to communicate with a government station. So if you hear some funny call signs, don't worry about that. We do have the authorization notice posted up on the www.blackswancomex.org site. That COMEX is spelled COMEX. So that's basically what we've got going on. We're going to be building up these scenarios so that everybody understands what the exercise is going to be about, how play works. So the structure for how we're going to be operating is that the scenario this year is going to have several large events. So we're not going to have every county has a whole thing all by itself, but we're going to have some big events that are going to require a lot of activity. And so the way that we're going to organize those is by having the county emergency coordinator in the counties where this happens will be the one who's really focusing all of the activity. And these incidents are going to be pretty large. So that EC, the emergency coordinator there, is not going to have a force big enough to be able to deal with it. So what will happen is that emergency coordinator is going to need to go to the district emergency coordinator for support. Here's my mission. Here's the force strength that I have. And this is what I think I'm going to need. That district emergency coordinator is, in fact, going to then talk to the other emergency coordinators who can send me some people. We're going to get them all under the management of the emergency coordinator who is there. And so that's going to give us a strike team. That is a group of resources that are all with the same skill, the same capability, that strike team of radio operators. So those strike teams are going to be organized at several different places around the state. So we're going to have three of them that will be representing various things happening. And those are going to be bringing messages into the system of relay. And then they're going to need to be able to get them ultimately where they're going. So the types of messages that you can expect are going to be coming from an incident. So where there is an incident, there's going to be something going on. An incident commander, a doctor, an EMT, somebody is going to have information that needs to be relayed. So we'll go into some more detail in the briefing video when I'll lay out the entire structure of how this is going to work. But the thing to recognize, number one, if you are an emergency coordinator, you need to be sure that you are in touch with your people who will be responding to the incident so you know your force strength and you haven't just guessed. The second thing is you're going to want to make sure you are in contact with your district emergency coordinator. You're going to need to talk to them, and it's going to be before Saturday. This stuff is going to be coming out to you on Thursday and Friday. You're going to get pieces of it. So you have time to prepare, time to make those calls, time to figure things out. Also, the district emergency coordinators are going to need to be in touch with the section emergency coordinator. The incidents are going to be such that they actually span some district boundaries as well. So we may have a district like District 10 might be bringing in some resources from, say, District 6, which neighbors to the south, or maybe District 1, which is over to the west. And the idea being that we are going to have all of these districts bring in their counties, and so we have the force strength necessary. So that's going to be how we're going to ensure that we have exercised our organizational capability and that we have the ability to get the stations where they need to be. Once again, we're still in the midst of the pandemic, so we're not going to be physically moving people around. The sites are going to be Google Meets, and so that's going to be virtual location. Instead of getting a street address or something, you're going to be given a meet code. If you have not yet joined our meet tests, those take place 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. every day. And if you need the meet code for that, you can send me email, or you can take a look at some of the writings we've had in the Ohio Section Journal over the past few weeks. So I look forward to seeing you there. There isn't any agenda. It's just come in, check out your gear, make sure that your camera works, make sure that you can be heard, and that also you can hear others who are in there. We'll also have a chance to talk, just kind of chat about what's going on without giving any of the exercise play. We'll try to get everybody familiar with generally what's happening. So the time to ask questions is now. Get on the Google Meet, send me email, kdatte@pm.me. Is going to be how you get email to me. And as we get closer to the intense activity portion this weekend, I'm going to have a lot less time to be able to respond to things individually. So please do make sure that you ask now, and we can get you some answers that'll help you to get going. So this is going to be a big exercise, but remember that your part of the exercise is not enormous. It's going to be the exercise of skill that you have developed over the course of the summer, that you have practiced over the course of the summer. And if you didn't, for some reason, get a chance to practice, we're going to be moving the exercise play at such a rate that you're not going to have to rush. You're going to have a chance to talk to people. You're going to have a chance to try things out. You're going to succeed in some of those tasks. You're probably going to fail in some of the other tasks too. It's not a problem. That's what an exercise is for. So just relax, stay paying attention to the task before you, get that task finished, move on to the next one. When it comes time to the end of your shift, make sure that you sign out properly. Any messages that you have collected, make sure that those get passed off, and everything is going to be just great. So we're going to get some things done. We're going to be able to see some things that we don't do so well, and that's going to give us some foundation for our training priorities and ultimately our training plan, so that we can finish out 2020 and go into 2021 training to build up our capabilities, to play off of our strengths, and to take care of any weaknesses that will help us to be more effective And we're going to try it all again in 2021 with something even more interesting to be sure. So relax, enjoy yourself, and we look forward to training with you. Again, be sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure you don't miss anything. And I look forward to working with you as we get through this exercise. This is KD8TTE